everybody, Mike here with Delta Faucet. Today I'm going to show you how to install the Delta Clarifi high flow, high capacity under sink water filtration system. You can easily connect this system to your kitchen or your bar faucet or even your bathroom faucet, making it flexible for wherever you need a full flow rate of clean filtered water. Now before we get started, let's cover a few important things to keep in mind. We recommend checking the installation guide included in the box for the exact dimensions of the unit to make sure it's going to fit in your desired location. It's also important to note that the system must be installed in an upright position and in a spot that's protected from freezing temperatures, direct sunlight, or really any excess heat. Choosing the right location not only protects your system, but also makes it easier for when it comes time to change those filters. Also, the system should only be connected to a cold water supply. Now, if you're looking for guidance on changing the filters, don't worry, we have a separate video that walks you through those steps. Now that we've covered the basics, let's take a look at the tools and supplies you'll need to complete this installation. You'll need a drill, a 1/4 inch drill bit for pilot holes, a Phillips head screwdriver, a bucket, an adjustable wrench, a towel for some light water cleanup, a pencil, some tape to keep your template in place, maybe something to cut some PEX tubing, some safety glasses, and some gloves. All right, now that you have all those tools and supplies collected, let's dive into the installation. So here we are under our kitchen sink in the location we're going to be installing this high flow, high capacity water filtration unit. Now the first thing you'll notice is I've taken a moment to clear out everything from in the cabinet here to give myself the maximum space to work in. I also have a towel for some light water cleanup and an adjustable wrench. Now before we begin, I think it's a great idea to take just a moment to kind of visualize exactly where you're going to be installing this filtration unit and how everything's going to be coming together. There's a few things to keep in mind. First, we want to make sure that the water filtration unit is being installed out of direct sunlight, away from any sort of harmful chemicals, or really anything that could cause any damage to the unit itself. Also, we want to make sure that it's being installed away from any sort of heat source that may exist under the sink here, and also that it's being installed indoors. Now, when choosing the exact location for my filtration system underneath my sink, I want to keep in mind I'm choosing a location that I can easily see the display of the unit, and also have good access to the filter cartridge and also the batteries of the unit itself. Now also keep in mind that we're going to be connecting the unit to the cold water supply and also to our faucet. So I want to make sure that the unit and the supply lines aren't going to cause any interference with the function of my existing faucet, my drain line, or my supply stops. Now, if the best location for your installation tends to be a little bit further away from that cold water supply stop that we're going to be making the connection to, just keep in mind that the supply line that comes included with your filtration system is a set length. So you may need to pick up an extension hose, which should be readily available from any local hardware store. All right, with all that in mind, let's dive into the first step of the installation, which is going to be connecting our filtration system supply line to our cold water supply stop. Now, before we can connect the supply hose from the cold water stop to our filtration system, the first thing we're going to do is disconnect the supply hose that currently runs to our faucet. Now, with like any plumbing related project, I think it's a great idea to go ahead and turn off both the hot and the cold water supply stops. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those both to the off position. Next, I also like to go up top and make sure my handle on the faucet is in the full open position to relieve any residual pressure that may be trapped within my system. Once that's all done, I can go ahead and start removing the cold water supply line that runs to my faucet. Now, one thing I'll point out here is you'll notice that since I have a Delta Touch faucet installed, I have this additional check valve on the top of my supply line. That's totally fine if you do, if you don't have this, it doesn't matter either way. We just want to make sure that we're removing just the faucet supply line from the supply stop and not any additional check valves if they exist. So once you're ready, I'm going to use my adjustable wrench here to loosen it up. And once it's loose enough, I should be able to just use my fingers to remove that cold water supply line. All right, now that I have that cold water supply line disconnected, I can install the supply line that's going to be running to my filtration system. Now your system comes with two hoses that look pretty similar. The only difference is going to be on the threaded end of the hose. You see I have a male thread on one and a female thread on the other. Now the supply line that runs from the cold water supply stop to my filtration system is going to be the hose that has the female threaded end here. So once I'm ready, I'm going to grab the female threaded end and I'm going to connect it to the cold water supply stop. And then gently thread it in place. And it should thread easily. I'm not cross-threading this or forcing it in any way. I'm just going to hand tighten it until it's nice and snug. And then use my adjustable wrench to give it another turn or two just to confirm that I've got a nice watertight connection. Now that we have our supply line installed, we can move on to determining the exact location in which we're going to be installing our filtration unit. Now when we do this, there's definitely some required clearances both to the side of the unit and also below the unit we need to keep in mind. Delta has included this really handy template that we can use when determining that location to make sure that we're keeping all those required clearances both to the side and also below the unit itself. And once we have that, most importantly, it will show us the location that we need to be putting those 2 mounting screws on which the unit will sit. So once you have your template ready, let's move inside the cabinet and determine exactly where this is going to get installed. Now, if you remember from a previous step, we kind of determined that our rough location was going to be on the right-hand side of our cabinet here. I'm just going to move everything out of the way and then place my template into the cabinet. And what I'm checking for is my exact location here, making sure that the template is flat against the wall, flat against the floor, and then double checking my clearances both to the sides of the unit and also down below. Now, once I'm happy with those clearances, I also want to keep in mind that I'm going to be adding 2 mounting screws, 1 to each one of these crosses here on the template itself. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're installing it into a surface that's going to require some anchors, we're going to have to probably go ahead and pre-drill those holes and then use the included anchors to make sure we're getting a secure fit with those mounting screws. In either scenario, whether you're using the anchors or not, just be aware of what's behind the wall we're mounting the unit to, making sure there's no electrical or plumbing or anything else on the other side of the wall that could come in contact when we're putting in those anchors or those mounting screws. All right, once everything looks great, go ahead and take a moment to install those 2 mounting screws and then come back here and we'll move on to the next step. Now that we have our mounting screws in place, we can install the manifold onto those mounting screws. Now on the back of the manifold, you'll notice it has the 2 corresponding slots that is going to hang on those screws. So once you're ready, I'm going to place this over those screws and then gently pull down to ensure a secure connection. So I'm going to take my manifold, place it over those screws, and then give it a little tug down to make sure it's sitting securely on both of those mounting screws. Now mine here feels nice and secure, but if yours felt like a little bit loose, you can go ahead and pull the manifold back off those mounting screws, use a screwdriver to tighten them up just a little bit, and then retest. Either way, we want to make sure that its final installation position is nice and secure against the mounting surface that you've chosen. All right, now that we have the manifold in place, we can move on to connecting our water supply lines. Now to connect this inlet tube to the side of my manifold, that's the left side, you'll see with my mounting location, it's a little bit hard for me to get access back there. So a little bit of a pro tip here is I can actually remove the manifold off of those mounting screws and then bring it to the left-hand side, that's the one labeled in, and actually make my connection down here where it's a little bit easier to have access to it. So I'm going to take my inlet tube, line it up with the inlet port, and then gently push it down until it seats fully. Once I feel it kind of lock into place, I'm going to pull up slightly to give me a little bit of a gap underneath that gray ring there, and then I can lock my connection in place using this little blue locking clip, just pushing it into place to make sure everything's locked tight together. I think it's a good idea to just give it a little bit of a tug to ensure I've got a good connection there. Now that I have this connection made, I can kind of route my hose here, making sure nothing's getting kinked, and then remount my manifold onto those mounting screws. All right, now that we have that inlet hose all connected, we can move on to connecting the outlet hose on the other side. Now the outlet hose, if you remember from before, is gonna be the one that has that male threaded end on one end of the hose. Now the first thing we're gonna do is connect this male threaded end to the female end of the faucet supply line that we disconnected earlier. Got my faucet supply line here. I'm gonna fit it into the end of my outlet hose and then gently screw it into place just like before, making sure that I'm not cross-threading and that it's nice and snug. Once I get it all the way down, I'm going to use my wrench here just to give it another turn or two to confirm I have a nice tight connection. Now I want to make sure I'm not over tightening this. I just need it to be snug enough to make sure it's not going to leak any water. All right, now that I have that connection made, I can take the other end of the outlet hose, and just like we did on the inlet side, I'm going to place it in, again, making sure it says on the out. And I'm gonna gently push it into the side of the manifold until it fully seats. And then I like to pull it back just a little bit so you can see it pulls that gray ring out and gives us a little bit of space to place this blue locking clip up behind the gray spot there until it clicks into place, and then I like to give it just a little bit of a tug to ensure I've got a nice watertight connection. Now that we have both our outlet and our inlet hoses connected, we can do one final check to ensure that neither of those hoses is being kinked in any way, and everything seems to be clear of anything that could cause an issue with the operation of the faucet, the drain, or the supply lines. Once everything looks good, we can move on to installing the filter cartridge. Now the filter cartridge comes included with your filtration system, and it looks like this. You'll see that I've already removed the plastic covering from it, and I do want to point out that on the back side of it, there's a spot to go ahead and write in the installation date. Once you've done that, we're going to remove the plastic cap off the top and can go ahead and discard it. Now at this point, it's a great chance to visually inspect the filter cartridge to make sure there's no damage to it. I'm looking all over the housing and also paying close attention to these O-rings at the top of the cartridge itself. I want to make sure that they look like they're in good working order and fully seated into their respective channels. Now, when I put this into my manifold, it's basically going to come up from the bottom, and then it's going to be a quarter turn counterclockwise to lock it into place. Now, I do want to point out that on the top of the cartridge, you'll see that there's kind of a T shape. I've got the two fins on the side, they're going to lock it into place, and then this little key on the front, and I'm going to use that as my orientation when I'm putting this filter into the bottom of the manifold. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on this little key, the bottom of the T shape, if you will. I'm going to leave that pointing directly towards the front of my manifold, and then gently bring the cartridge to the bottom of my manifold and kind of give it a little bit of a turn until I feel it seat fully up into the bottom of the manifold. Now at this point, I'm going to give it a quarter turn counterclockwise to lock it into place. Now I don't need to force this, I just need to be snug, kind of feel it stop in the correct position when I do this. Okay, next we can move on to installing our battery pack. Now the battery pack is this little guy here that comes included with your system. So the battery pack itself has these two clips on the side that lock it into place. So to open it, I can just release those two clips and then open the door of the battery pack. Now inside is a spot for 3 AA batteries, which also come included with your system. We just want to pay close attention to the orientation of each battery to make sure we're installing them correctly. Once you're ready, go ahead and install those 3 batteries. And then once they're installed, you can go ahead and close the cover, again, locking it into place with those clips on the side. Now at this point, we can mount our battery pack, and there's 2 ways we can do it. We can do it with either a screw or a little nail through the top here, or we can use the double stick tape on the back side. For me, I'm going to be using the double stick tape. Remove the protective backing and now choose a mounting location. Now the location I choose, I want to make sure it's going to be in a location that's pretty accessible, so if I ever need to change the batteries, I can. And then also within the distance of the other end of the wire here, which is going to connect to the side of our manifold just below the outlet hose. So for me, I think right about here looks pretty good. I'm going to press it into place. Once I have that mounted, I'm going to take the other end of my cord and plug it into the side of my manifold. And when I do that, I should hear it give a little bit of a beep and the display light up. All right, with that battery pack plugged in, that about wraps up all of our connections here underneath the sink. The last step is going to be checking to make sure that all of my inlet hose and my outlet hoses are connected in the right place and the connections look good. Also want to make sure that my filter is in the right place, fully seated and locked into position. And finally, the battery pack is providing power to my filtration system. Once everything looks good, I'm going to make sure that the handle on top of the sink to my faucet is in the off position. And once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and turn on both my hot and my cold supply stops back to the on position. All right, now that I have those supply stops back on, we can move back up top and turn our faucet to the full cold position. What this is going to do is get some water starting to run through the faucet and our filtration system, removing any air or carbon particles. Now, while this is running, I also want to check to make sure that I don't see any evidence of leaks from any of my connections underneath here that need to be corrected. If everything looks good, that wraps up everything underneath the sink. All right, it's been about 10 minutes, so I can go ahead and stop the flow of water, and that completes flushing our system. It also wraps up this installation. We hope it went well for you at home, and remember, if you have any additional questions, you can always reach out to the Delta Faucet customer service team. They're more than happy to help.